Ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, you got the Koco crew here holding it down live. Yours truly, sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. Boom, boom, here's Shaking the Room live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia, where it's colder than a well digger's ass. And of course, join me there way across the pond from his high rise palatial apartment in Tokyo, Japan. Actually, it's Kawasaki, but we don't tell people that. The man with 12 books backlogged somewhere in a cabinet, Dave Koco. What's up?
Nothing much. First off, so much is going down in the hood. LK covered Dean Ambrose. LK is stepping down from KocoSports again.
Not his fault.
Yeah, he wants to become a pro wrestler. His trainer doesn't realize how technology works. But I disagree with everything his trainer says, but I guess I'm going to leave LK with this. If it's your dream, it's our dream. And that sign was held at Pro Wrestling Noah when KENTA made the biggest mistake of his life and head to WWE. If it's your dream, it's our dream. I, for the longest time, wanted KENTA to return home, and I hope he does. Booms, we'll just start with you, and then we'll plug stuff later.
Okay.
You want to hit the news article before I just start ranting how much I love KENTA?
Yeah, let's put this down. There's a report that Hideo Itami, better known, I guess now will be known by his old name KENTA, has been granted his release from WWE. He basically asked for it this past week. He had a match on 205 Live. He had a match against Akira Tozawa, lost that match, asked for his release. It was granted Tuesday night. He sent out a tweet that night. He changed his Twitter handle is still at Hideo Itami, but the official name at the top now reads KENTA, and he just simply wrote "thank you." So
it appears marked out like a bitch. I'm so happy.
So it appears he's done. So let's just kind of look back. His whether you believe it's his fault or not, and I don't think it's his fault, but his U.S. run was just, with all due respect, a bust. It was very disappointing.
I think it's worse than a bust. I think it's a waste of his life. That is a big chunk of your life gone.
I would be hard-pressed to disagree with you, Dave. I really do. And now, to be fair, and like I said, I'm trying to be fair here, I don't think it was his fault.
No, it's definitely not his fault. The injuries are bad luck. The horrible booking, that's on WWE. Now, granted, he did get injured. I think I don't know how many times he's injured, but there's 2 major injuries that took him out of action.
He got hurt. He had a shoulder injury, got surgery on it. It didn't work, so they had to go in and operate again, and it kept him out even longer. I mean, they were building him up, because when he made his initial debut in NXT back in, I think it was September 2014, is when he came in, and they were getting ready. I mean, they were pushing him, they were building him up, and then he got hurt, and then because the whole idea was he was going to take the championship off Kevin Owens in Japan. That was the deal, but he got hurt, so they didn't have any else place to go, so they went ahead and gave that opportunity, gave the championship to Finn Balor. Came back. I guess was maybe trying to do like a heel gimmick, and then that just didn't really work out. Didn't he get hurt again at that point?
I don't know. There was 2 key injuries.
There was 2 key injuries. But anyway, I think the kiss of death was the fact that they found out that they moved him up to the main roster, but it was 205 Live. And once I saw 205 Live, and again, I know a lot of people like that show. A lot of people believe that as far as main roster-wise goes, that's their best show. But it does not get a lot of publicity, does not get a lot of promotion. And, this was a guy that, people had a lot of aspirations for, thought he would at least make a decent run on the main roster, like either Raw or SmackDown, but was relegated to 205. And it was just, I think it was just a matter of time at that point. I think he just did one of those, he looked in the mirror and said, just what the hell are you doing with your life?
Yeah, there's a saying, I think it was Steve Jobs or someone, that like if you wake up like I think 10 days in a row asking why you're doing what you're doing, it's time to change.
Mhm.
And he gave it a crack. It didn't work. And the thing is, Japanese fans or fans that live in Japan can't describe to you how much he was over.
Mhm.
And the best way I can describe it is that in Japan we work a lot and it's hard to follow all the pro wrestling. We have a lot of pro wrestling, you know.
Mhm.
So a lot of times people just follow their favorite company. And I remember when Kenta was hot, it'd be like, I'm a Dragon Gate fan and I like Kenta. I like Pro Wrestling Noah because of Kenta. I love New Japan and Kenta. It was always the company they followed and Kenta. He was just universal. And yeah, Pro Wrestling Noah had so much bad luck, not just with Kenta. They had a rebuild. They had a really rough patch and just none of that, but they had a rough patch, and Kenta was the one that carried them. And then Kenta left. It was just like such a huge blow. And for that to be the final result, it's just like, dude, I don't know. If you know, it's everyone makes their own decisions. Everyone has different values. Like,
Mhm.
Dean Ambrose's values are going to be different than John Cena's values. But if I could make enough money outside of the WWE to live comfortably, I would never go to the WWE ever, ever. Unless, of course, you're like, I'm just gonna go just to say I went. Then that's on you, man. Your life is short. Your legacy lives fucking beyond, that 2-year contract or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
no, no. As far as like the
yeah,
future
it's
goes,
just so.
as I was
He
saying,
has to come back to Noah.
yeah, as far as and to be honest, Dave, I really feel like that's what he's going to do. I feel like that's what he's going to do, and I have no facts to back this up. But if you just look at everything on the surface, I don't, and I'm not going to be one of those guys who is like, oh, he should go to AEW, oh, he should go to New Japan, because I mean, I would love for him to go there. That's a possibility, but I don't think he will, and here's why I think that. He was granted a release when WWE is not granting releases because they're so scared that they're going to get signed by All Elite Wrestling or go to New Japan or maybe even Ring of Honor, people that they view as competitors. So the fact that they granted him a release when people like, like Maria Kanellis, Matt Bennett, the revival have reportedly, have allegedly, excuse me, asked for releases and not have them granted. They're trying to take people and shore them up for long-term big money contracts. There's even a report that recently they've at SmackDown, WWE was rounded up people who hadn't even been with the company 2 years and was like, we want you to re-sign a bigger, longer contract because they're so paranoid about them going over, going to the competition. The fact that they would grant Hideo Itami or now Kenta a release, I think this means he's going to go back to Noah. And I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal because if you remember, back in September, WWE
I mean, it's a
let.
huge deal in Japan. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah, yeah, no,
fucking
no,
lose
it's a
our
huge deal.
shit.
I'm just saying that back in September, they let Kenta go over to back to Noah for Morifuji's 20th anniversary show for a one-off match. So that's where I'm thinking he's going to go because I think WWE's not going to have a problem with that because I don't believe that they would see pro wrestling Noah as competition as so much as they would something like All Elite Wrestling or New Japan Pro Wrestling or Ring of Honor. That's what
Yeah.
leads me to believe he's going back there.
Well, two points I want to make up. One, if I'm All Elite Wrestling, I would let people work other companies because like Kenta should go back to Noah, and Omega should work in New Japan. But if you make it because you're working part-time schedules, that hey, here's our dates, you make our dates, you can work in Japan or Mexico, wherever. I think it will make the talent more happy, and I think it will help your company in the long run. Because my personal opinion, this is just pure speculation slash opinion. He won't go to All Elite unless he could also go to Noah. And on top of that, I just want to like pass vibes, pass word to Noah. Don't make this a surprise like Dragon Gate did with Pac. Advertise this. You will fucking make bank. Don't have it where, because right now, Booms, you remember, I'm going to compare it to America, but you remember when WCW went out of business and ECW went out of business? There were fans that just stopped watching. You know what I mean? Do you remember those days? You're old like me.
Yeah, I remember those days.
When Kenta left, there was Noah fans that stopped watching. If you're just like, he's coming home, that would be like, if I could just take over the ad campaign, I would have it where it's just an ad, because you know how he has those famous color tights? It's just the ad, but the stripes are the color of his tights. They're not his tights, but it's just the color scheme of his tights.
Yeah, the color, same colors. The average, what you see on the page is just, it's done up to look like, to resemble what his the color scheme
Tights
of
look
his
like.
tights. Yeah,
And all it says in Japanese is he's coming home. You would sell $1 zillion worth of tickets. $1 zillion. Because I guarantee you could sell out, and I'm just going to pick Sumo Hall or anywhere. You know what I mean? Let's just pick Sumo Hall. Sumo Hall is a pretty good stadium to sell out for pro wrestling. You sell out Sumo Hall within minutes. Within minutes. And I'm saying you could sell out Sumo Hall with Pro Wrestling Noah fans that haven't watched Pro Wrestling Noah in years. And not only that, but you start your, because there's tons of rumors, but they're just dragging their feet of a Noah, New Japan World, the WWE network for Noah. You instantly get so many people jumping in. You know what I mean? Because think about what a great jumping in point. If you've stopped watching Noah or stopped watching pro wrestling, you want to get into a company, you want to get into pro wrestling Noah, Kenta's fucking return. There's no better jumping in point. You know what I mean? It's just, so if you're pro wrestling Noah, granted, the Pac thing was great for Dragon Gate. You can't do that with, you know what I mean? You just can't. I mean, you could, of course, you're going to. But if you just put this fucking color scheme of his tights and he's coming home, that's it. Here's the fucked up part. Don't even put a website on it. Don't even put an ad. You're still selling out. People will be like, what the fuck? But I am fucking dying. But yeah, I just can't wait for him to come home. Yeah. I mean, I am more of a New Japan fan than a Noah fan. But with that said, even though the greedy part of me is like, man, I can watch one product, and New Japan definitely needs the star power. Did you see they put fucking Jay White on the fucking top 4 poster? Holy shit. Are we going bankrupt? Are we still in fucking business? Is this fucking real life? Now, granted, New Japan could do so much fucking better with Kenta. But you got to give it to those fans at Noah. You got to. You fucking got to. Booms, you got anything else to add?
No, not as far as much. I mean, I just do wish him the best of luck. I hope he really gets, he gets his career back on track, and he finally has something he can be proud of. And I also hope it doesn't deter other people from maybe trying waters in the United States, but it can't be through WWE, because I mean they just don't know how to push people correctly. It's just, it's just a heartbreaker. I mean, you have I guess maybe that speaks to the depth of WWE's roster, is somebody who's just so talented, like Kenta, can go into WWE, get lost in the shuffle, and be relegated to a second-rate show. I guess maybe that either speaks about their booking or talks about the depth of the roster. But either way, I wish him the best of luck, and I hope he gets his career back on track. Now, do you want to talk about the other elephant in the room?
Sure. What elephant is that? How much bad stuff could possibly happen?
Yeah. Well, LK touched on this. God rest his soul. I know he's not dead. But that's a joke, kids. Is Dean Ambrose. giving notice to WWE. And, there's some people who believe, it's a work, brother. They're working you, brother. And there's people saying, no, this is legit. He's actually leaving once his contract is up after Mania. And, he doesn't, we don't know where he's bound, where he's going, what's going to happen. And it's just, reportedly, he just said that he hates, quote unquote, hates hokey shit and just doesn't want to deal with the WWE anymore.
Well, that and all that, but he lives a humble lifestyle. He has enough money.
I mean,
and
hell,
on top of that,
yeah, he and his wife are, they're not rolling pennies for gas.
Yeah, so, sometimes chasing someone else's dream gets you trapped in a really you're living a luxurious life that you hate. And I think a lot of people are like that. You know what I mean? Like it's not about the money.
Yeah, you know what I found
I
strange
mean
about
when you're fucking dirt poor, it's about the money. But when you can afford your fucking bills, after that it's about passion,
Yeah.
Maybe it is a storyline, but here's the problem with the storyline. How many storylines can a WWE possibly put on that involves their product not being good? You know what I mean?
Right.
You're like, hey guys, we got this great new storyline. You didn't like our storylines? Well, all our storylines are about how bad our storylines are. I'm like, intriguing. That's a different approach. Let's see where this goes. Maybe they're working us. I'm thinking the only way they could be working us, and I'm trying to play devil's advocate here because obviously it's stupid if they are. They might see New Japan, and New Japan's like, oh well, fucking, we're getting Back to the Future kid, and look, it's a big deal because it's his last match. What if we did that with one of our guys? Maybe that's the case, but the storyline of, hey, dude, this fucking sucks. Like, I don't know.
I mean, there's just one thing that they did, at least I don't recall them doing this ever before, is they put it up on WWE.com. Because remember, there's all kinds of rumors saying that Dean Ambrose says he's not going to re-sign with WWE. He's leaving once his contract expires. And there's a lot of, mumblings back and forth online. And then WWE on WWE.com puts, Dean Ambrose leaving WWE, will not re-sign or whatever. And I have never, at least nothing I can consciously remember, them doing that for anybody else, for any other talent at any other point in their history.
I think it's smart because it's either a work where it's like, get it, guys, our storylines suck, bump it up, or they're actually doing something called class. You know what I mean? It's a class. If it's a shoot, which I'm leaning towards 98% chance it's a shoot, but if it's a shoot, it's just a classy thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, why be a fucking piece of shit? So, yeah. I'd like to see him because Kenta and Dean Ambrose have something in common. If you saw them before WWE, you know how great they can be. Dean Ambrose, at his best, did not meet, his standards in the indies at all. Kenta, at his best, came nowhere close to Noah Ring of Honor Kenta. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think people that are just stuck there being fucking shitty should get out. Because right now, I love the job I'm at right now, but like a week straight, I have not liked it. And I think Monday I'm just going to talk to my boss and be like, hey, bro, it's a girl, but hey, I was going to say, hey, toots, but I haven't ever talked to her that way and be that disrespectful. I just be like, listen, if it's not working out, it's not working out. I don't understand staying at a job unless you're so fucking starving. Then, like, hey, dude, you got to fucking eat. But if that's not the fucking case, you just got to fucking, you can't let fear run your fucking life. You can't, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird seeing millionaire sports entertainers be more afraid of the fucking bosses than someone that can't fucking pay rent. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
like, what the fuck? Um, yeah. But if WWE, if this is 100% shoot and WWE did that, that's just class. You know what I mean? And Dean Ambrose and Kenta would be a zillion times better anywhere else. That's it. And maybe I'll do a review on, not a review. I will do my experience of watching the Royal Rumble. I watched NXT. I thought it was the most amazing fucking thing I've ever seen. I'm like, why don't I watch more WWE products? I will only watch NXT. Let me just give it a short rundown of this. I was a WCW fan. I was an ECW fan. I never liked the Fed. I always liked the Royal Rumble. No matter what, I've always watched the Royal Rumble. I made it. I think I fell asleep at the Women's Rumble, but I was already out before that. It's just not important. WWE has perfected on the main roster it not being important. Like none of it's important. From the way they shoot it to the way they interview it, it's just like it's happening, but it's not important. When's the last? You know what? And Booms will tell you,
Mm-hmm.
unpopular opinion. I not a fan of JR. Just
Yeah,
not.
that's true.
I'm in a minority, been in a minority for a long time. But at least that motherfucker put some goddamn passion in his voice. You know what I mean? Nowadays, Jesus Christ. Now, granted, I'm not the one. I don't have the most passion tonight. You know, I had a shitty day at 3 different fucking jobs and LK fucking stepped down. So I'm not having exactly the best of fucking days here. So yeah, I understand. I'm not fucking pumped up screaming, saying, oh, fuck yeah, Kenta's coming home as much as I probably should. But with that said, Jesus fucking Christ, man. It's the Royal Rumble. Enjoy it a little bit. Make it seem important. Nothing seems important. And when nothing's important, why bother watching? You
Mm-hmm.
know? I don't know. I think WWE has literally become like the Apple logo. It's become, what is it called? Supreme? I don't know much about fashion. Where it's just, oh, well, they're cool and they're the big guys because we said so.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
You know
yes,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like
It's a
it's
brand.
just a brand. It's
It's
not
more.
actually good
Yeah, it's
products.
it's a brand. Yeah, the whole image. It's like God, this is going to date me. Remember back when Tommy Hilfiger was like really big, in the
Oh
'90s?
yeah, I remember. I'm old.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like their jeans and stuff. There was nothing really particularly important about them. They not necessarily they weren't better quality or more comfortable or fit better. It was just more of an image. And people paid out the. I mean, my brother included, paid out the ass for those fucking jeans, man. It was like almost like $100 a fucking pop.
What a loser.
And and me, I could turn around and buy like a pair of like Levi's or something for like 20, 25 bucks.
All right. I'm making fun of your loser fucking brother or cousin. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Um, but
Shocked, I tell you, shocked. You weren't paying attention.
all
My
I
God.
know is I am not a fashion guy. Bear friend literally dresses me. All right. She's just like,
God.
yeah, yeah, dude. I have no fashion sense whatsoever at all. Like completely. Like I don't why can't I wear women's sweats? You know those people of Walmart?
Yeah.
That's me. That's me. And I don't even see anything wrong with it. Whatever, dude. It's fucking clothes. You don't see my cock and balls. Fuck you guys. Like, look at it this way. I remember before I met Bear Friend, someone came to me and's like, listen, I don't mean to give you fashion advice, but you can't wear sweatpants everywhere. Like, this is bullshit. Fashion fucking sucks. With that said, I did spend a lot of money, mostly stolen money. I did spend a lot of stolen money on Jenko jeans. Do you remember Jenko jeans? They were fucking the best. The fuck happened to Jenko jeans?
I don't actually remember those.
Oh, they're the biggest, baggiest fucking jeans ever. They're ridiculous. It's like
Oh,
J
you're talking
and
about those jeans. It just looked like you were wearing like a piece of PVC pipe, like an air conditioner duct. It was just like
yeah,
it
they're
looked
fucking
just straight
huge.
down.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
stole a lot of money to
I
buy
fucking
those,
remember those. Yeah.
dude. That and hockey jerseys,
Those look weird. Those look weird as fuck when somebody was wearing those.
dude. I loved them. They were awesome. And then 1 second, they're just not in style anymore. And I was like, you know what? Fuck style. Style's stupid. Give me my sweatpants. Anyway, Kenta's coming home. Get off topic. Booms. Any live comments?
Yeah, we've just got some. I want to thank Yuri Blake and Victor Varela. I just butchered their name. I apologize. And then the J Rock Freak for tuning in. Yuri Blake says hello. Yuri Blake has agreed that these names outside the WWE, it's like they were really big. Going, and I love this quote here. He hates to see all these people that were really big outside the WWE. They go in and they WWE books them like diarrhea after eating Mexican and Indian food.
What's that?
That Yuri Blake says that WWE books some of these foreign talents like diarrhea after eating Mexican and Indian food. Woohoo! And then the J Rock Freak agrees with you about importance. He says not only is it not important, but it just feels like they're going through the motions in WWE now, and it's the most predictable thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that it's predictable or unpredictable. It's just not important. Like, I think Royal Rumble was the straw that broke the back because I saw NXT and I was like, this is fucking awesome. And I saw the first match, Kana versus the Man. And I was like, you know what? This ain't too bad. It's like, hey, cool. I see, And I thought it was cool that Kana got the win. And then, the Man won the Rumble. A spoiler. Hey, fuck you. It's been like a couple days. I didn't even watch it. I watched on Twitter. I gave up. But I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, man, that's a good booking decision. It keeps more people strong. Besides that, dude, I was so fucking bored. I wasn't entertained for 1 fucking second, dude. I think WWE has hit, and I know TNA is better now, but remember when TNA was at its worst?
Mm-hmm.
I think WWE is at that. Remember, we wouldn't even give TNA a chance.
Yeah, we banned it for a while. Now look how things have turned around. We're like, okay, we'll watch Impact. Now we're banning WWE.
I don't think I'm going to watch the main roster. I actually might not watch WrestleMania. Because Royal Rumble is my favorite WWE pay-per-view of the year. And I was bored out of my fucking mind. Just completely bored. You know what I mean? I was happy Kana won. And not only that, but dude, it was a 5-hour pay-per-view. And that doesn't count the pre-show. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. I'm out. You know what I mean? It's like, I've had enough. I'm tapping the fuck out. We'll still talk about it because we bitch and complain.
Oh, not including. How long was it? What, 6 hours with the pre-show?
I don't know, man. It was 5+ hours without the pre-show.
Harold May should get on the phone with Vince McMahon and be like, "Yeah, Vince, you need to dial it back just a little bit. 6 hours, fuck, bro."
Yeah, it got crazy, but yeah. So I think this channel.
I guess you can't complain. You didn't get your money's worth.
I think this channel is going to be mostly us doing news, New Japan, topics, NXT, Lucha Underground, and flirting with other shit. But I think we're officially, or I am. I don't know. Boom, boom. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
I might watch WrestleMania, but it might just be like, how long will I survive? But outside of NXT.
What I did with WrestleMania last year was I picked about 3-4 matches that I actually kind of wanted to see, and I just watched those.
I don't know, man.
I've not watched TakeOver. I have not watched the Rumble.
TakeOver's crazy good. It's like 2 different companies. TakeOver's crazy good. So we might just become an NXT / alternative channel. Because God knows we're not doing this for the money. God knows. And dude, poor LK. He had to watch Royal Rumble. Maybe that's why he quit. I don't think there is a trainer. I think LK is like, I had to watch the Royal Rumble. Fuck it, I'm out. I'm out. All right, Booms. Why is everyone messaging me? It's long-term booking. By the way, we definitely need that as a shirt.
Yeah, it's long-term booking. And
It's long-term booking.
Speaking of that, this is the last comment we got in chat, and this is from Victor. He says, they don't even care about their titles. He's talking about WWE. Look at the mess that is the U.S. The tag team division on Raw is boring, and Shane O'Mac is champion.
Oh, my God. I'll do a Royal Rumble bitch fest. Because, granted, it's not going to be a review because I stopped watching. How fucking embarrassing / ridiculous was Shane McMahon in that match? Did you watch any of the Royal Rumble?
I watched nothing.
All right. He's teamed up with The Miz. Versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Mm-hmm. Cesaro anywhere can go. Sheamus and Miz, you could say bad things about them, but I think the biggest critic in the world has to admit they're very good at WWE style. You know what I mean? Like, they might not be great wrestlers in everyone's eyes, but they're great WWE wrestlers. You know what I mean? That style. Cesaro is great anywhere. Then you had Shane McMahon, and it was god awful and embarrassing. Like, if Shane McMahon had any ounce of reality, he would just retire and be like, I'm never doing that again. It was beyond fucking embarrassing. Mm-hmm. It was just like, you had The Miz, who awesome WWE style. You had Sheamus, who's really good when he's really awesome when he tries at the WWE style. And you got Cesaro, he's awesome at anything. Anything in life. You're like, Cesaro, knit. He'll fucking be the best knitter in the world. Cesaro, juggle. He's juggling 12 cars. The man is fucking greatness. And then you had Shane McMahon just be like, hey, you know what? I don't really have to try. I mean, maybe he was trying. I don't know. I just hope that he has some self-awareness of how fucking ridiculous he looked. Kenta's coming home. Kenta's coming home. Booms, plug a bunch of stuff, and then I'm going to plug some stuff, and we'll wrap this bad boy up.
All right. Be sure to check us out at KocoSports.com. That's KOCOSports.com. It's your home for combat sports. Where the world goes to kick ass, and most importantly, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Be sure to like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Hit that like button, please, if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so that way, when we're doing these shows. LK earlier this week, God rest his soul, did a show on Dean Ambrose as soon as the news hit. I did a review yesterday, well, an overview really, of the new Women of Wrestling TV show on Access TV. It's worth checking out, in my opinion, but go check out the entire review. And you can hop on over to KocoPlays.com. You can watch Dave Koco play hockey and fire pro wrestling poorly while he bitches about things. And then he's also got a new YouTube channel where he talks about writing. That's all. Yes, very riveting stuff. It's him and another dude. They sit there in chairs and they talk about writing. They talk about clickety-clacking their fingers on keyboards and making stuff come out that people would be like, hey, I'd like to read that. They talk about putting words together in such an order that entices you to keep turning the page and just keep going, and how the best way to do that is. They do that. So subscribe to that channel, I think.
I don't know if it's the best way. It's our way. So, yeah, we have a new writing YouTube channel called Buy Our Book, because a lot of YouTube channels are like, oh, fucking, we're going to give you content. No, we're like, dude, just buy the fucking book. Seriously. Also, Koco Plays, the greatest Let's Play channel ever, hosted by me. There's better Let's Play channels, just not hosted by me. I might have to go to Twitch. But Koco Plays on the YouTubes, mostly play NHL and Fire Pro Wrestling, but I'll throw in a surprise every now and then. Boom, boom, you have a fucking PlayStation 4.
My daughter does.
All right, can you borrow it? And one day you can be a Koco Plays with Boom Boom? Nothing gay about that.
No, nothing at all. No, actually, I may buy I think the wife is requesting we buy one for downstairs. We buy one for ourselves. So, it could be coming this spring. Another PS4.
So subscribe now to Koco Plays. Boom Boom might be coming. Mm-hmm. And KocoSports.net. And we got a bunch of stuff in the woodworks, but we fail often. Do you think any other channels say that? we fail often. We show up. Booms. When's the next time you're doing a show, brother?
As soon as some more news comes out, I just saw that. I saw. It's actually funny you should mention that because I went downstairs, the other morning, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not seeing any reviews of women of wrestling, and I was like, it's really not that bad of a show, and so I was like, maybe I should tell people about it. So I sat down, just impromptu, just did a show on it, and that's why I'm hoping people subscribe and like and hit notification bell so you can see stuff like this. And then, of course, I messaged Koco last night saying, hey, you want to do a show? Sure. And so that's why, that's why we're going to keep doing this.
Yep. So we enjoy it. All right. I just want to read this last comment because someone on Twitter told me to tweet it or read it. JLC Kerr says the booking of WWE in New Japan has been questionable the last few years. I agree. I don't know, last few years. I don't know. It depends, like 2 years, 1 year. But New Japan's booking, New Japan booking has been. I'm sorry, you're breaking up. New Japan's booking has been questionable, but they've had the talent to bail them out. You know what I mean? WWE booking has been god fucking awful, but they won't let their talent bail them out. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say. WWE, yeah, the problem's been going on for years. With New Japan, I would say it's been going on for months. Yeah, they've made some calls now and then that people maybe found questionable, that people debated, kind of going back and forth. But what we're seeing right now out of New Japan, it's really got me concerned because I'm worried. Yeah. I'm worried that they're trying to pull a WWE light. So
the thing that scares me is I don't know. There always comes a time when a company's downfall happens. We saw it in ECW. We saw it in WCW a little bit, but that was more business decisions. Mm-hmm. We definitely saw it in TNA. What happens is you want a bunch of people to jump aboard. They jump aboard. They're not really New Japan fans or company fans. They just hate WWE. And that means that your company that you've always loved can make mistakes, and the new fans that just hate WWE will blindly defend it. And I am beyond fearful that's the future of New Japan. Because here's the thing. I think 1-4, Wrestle Kingdom, you could kind of debate if that was good or bad. 1-5, if you think that was good, go fuck yourself.
It was not.
It was by far.
I'm hoping, I got my fingers crossed, they can get everything and get the ship right and come for new beginnings. I've got to go back.
I hope so, but
I got to start watching some of the tours and stuff on New Japan World. But I'm really hoping they turn it around.
Booms, I've been a New Japan fan probably longer than most people on YouTube.
Yep.
I've never been more afraid, and this includes when they were almost bankrupt, than I am right now. Because when they were almost bankrupt, they had a class of young wrestlers, and the fans said it sucked. Now, they have kind of, not aging wrestlers, but they don't have that young, hungry class. And all the new fans are like, everything is awesome! And that, when it's bad, and the fans blindly defend it, as an ECW fan, as a TNA former fan, as a fucking New Japan fan, nothing scares me more than that.
Yeah, a lot of their young guys are out on excursion right now. Like Kawada, he's down in Mexico. Oka, he's over in the UK. Who else? Is there anybody else graduated right now? Now that I think about it,
I don't know. I mean,
there's two that I know of for a fact that are out. They're on excursion right now, and maybe they can fill some.
I see. That's the thing. I want Kenta to go to Noah for Noah fans and for him to come home. But Jesus Christ, does New Japan need a Kenta? You know what I mean? We definitely fucking need him. We need something.
I mean, this is not, and I think we've kind of forgotten that New Japan has scored a couple of big signings. I mean, they got Shingo and they got Taiji Ishimura. So I mean, it's not like. So I mean, it's not like they're hurting, but I mean, it's just like it's like kind of like we forgot, and I think that's kind of sad.
I think they're hurting. I I honestly think they're three. You know, like three good decisions or three bad decisions could make or break you. I think they're three bad decisions to being in a shitter. I think they're three good decisions to getting back on track. But I don't know. I want to Booms. I want to be the guy who says I'm wrong about Jay White, but I just don't fucking see it.
Well, for me, the jury's still out.
To me, it's not even a jury still out. It's just I pray to Terry Funk I'm wrong. Like,
Well, if it's in
I just
consolation,
hope I'm
you
wrong.
are. So
You know what? Here's the thing: if Jay White winds up being a fourth as good as the other Bullet Club leaders, I'll be like, oh, thank God I'm wrong. But I honestly think he's just in it for a big fucking explosion of a letdown. I mean, you went from Finn Balor to AJ Styles to Kenny Omega to fucking Jay White. And here's the difference. A lot of people are picking on Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega was booked like shit, but he had the talent. I don't think Jay White has the fucking Omega talent. God damn it, this is depressing. Let's talk about something good. KENTA, wherever you go, your dream is our dream. Is that fair? Is that a good way to wrap it up?
that's fair. You need to hit the button now. That's good. We've already pulled it. Like, subscribe, thumbs up the video, hit the notification bell. Go to Koco Plays. Go to buy this book.
Buy our book.
Buy his book.
Our book. It's Bob. Buy our book.
Yeah, his book. Not my book. I didn't write a book. Buy his book.
Who's on first? And with that, I am over. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey.